I didn't realize they called it the torture room.
That seemed fine.
That seems pretty on the nose. All right, let's see where we go to. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around.
Okay. Yep, that's a torture room.
Okay, yeah, that is a torture room.
What the hell is this place?
Didn't you read the description of the room, Junpei? The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified. This room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here, now.
He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. It didn't open, and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep, don't know why I thought this one'd be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway? Pulling teeth, right? It looks like a dentist's office. Junpei looked around the room again.
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
It looks uncomfortable, to say the least. I'd rather not sit on that if I can avoid it. The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
Oh, that's not sanitary. On the top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out. Oh, look, a clarinet. Listen, this is just how I cope, all right? What the hell is all this? What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it and tried to focus on something else.
No doubt about it, this room's dangerous. Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on.
All right. Right back in it, huh? Seek a way out. They call me the Seeker. Do 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 do. All right, I guess we're starting over here.
Well, I guess we can't force this one open. Figures.
Okay, so that's the way forward.
If it was that easy, we wouldn't be having this tough of a time.
Well, it isn't, so why don't we have our tough time of it and figure out a way to open the door? Then get on the floor.
There's nothing suspicious about these lights. They're a little blurry from the dust, but that's about it.
That seems pretty sus in itself that there's nothing suspicious, but, I mean, whatever, go off, man. Look at the console. All right, so there's a whole lot of dials and shit here.
The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's going to move. All the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them? Huh. Shoot, they're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything.
Okay, so the dials are just aesthetic. Okay.
There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything, though.
Do you think that it's broken? Okay, but I bet the levers and the number things do stuff, though.
These levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off.
Don't say the floor is going to suddenly open up, all right? What about the letter buttons?
There are a bunch of buttons here with the letters A through F on them. Let's push some of them. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them.
All right. So, looks like we're going to want stuff to tell us how to interact with the levers and with the letters.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep taking a look around.
What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? Well, I thought maybe if I got down here, I could see through the glass. It's not working, though.
You don't think it's just a large sheet of glass they put into an indentation?
I don't know. I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? Maybe the glass is one way, like they have in a police station, you know? Or maybe it's just covered with something that makes it opaque.
Like frosted?
It doesn't matter how close I get, I still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it, though. I wonder if it's hollow.
Interesting. So that means it's not just going into the water or something. Oh, wait, I meant...
Man, you ain't gonna give up on that thing, are you? You know what? We don't got time for shit like that, kid. Come on, that's why I want to take a good look at it. Think about all the other rooms we've gone through. You never knew where you might find a puzzle, you know? We gotta be suspicious of everything.
What? Why on earth are you putting your ear on the floor? It's filthy.
Huh, that's weird. I think I can hear water down
Oh,
there.
it does just open up into the ocean, huh? Or... Here's the chair.
Really? Creepy chair. The manacles make me think it was used to torture people. Well, we can't open these manacles without a key. Ah, there's some sort of weird symbol on them.
What are the symbols on the manacles?
What kind of symbol? Well, if I've got this right, I think it's the sun symbol.
And what about over here?
The manacles are still locked in place. They've got a sun symbol engraved on them.
Okay, so they both have the sun symbol on them. Got it. What's this?
There's a whole lot of cables coming out of that thing. It's really kind of a mess. I can barely tell which is which.
Okay.
There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh. I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle.
It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good.
Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right?
You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could be doing right now.
What the fuck?
Alright.
Whenever you tune on one of these switches, more blocks show up on the screen. So I think you gotta figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get this screen to match the diagram. Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what.
If you want to see how many blocks each switch has, just turn on one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? You can see how many each switch adds.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Huh. Well, let's come back to that. Let's see what else we got around here.
There are a number of ominous-looking tools and instruments here. Let's see, we got an adze and a hammer, a pair of forceps, and these other things are too old and broken. I have no idea what they are. Hey, doesn't this wrench look way too new to be here with all this other stuff?
Yeah, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. Cool. We got a wrench.
This wrench looks brand new.
Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used.
Knock it off. I don't want to think about that.
You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cruel than that. You're unexpectedly sensitive.
Come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use this thing.
Okay, so we have a wrench now. Anything else here?
A number of rusty torture tools are lined up here. I don't think there's anything else here we need.
All right, let's keep looking around.
When you look at it from here, the catwalk looks pretty high up.
That makes the stairs pretty steep. We'd better be careful going up and down them.
Of course, the entrance is locked.
So that's where we came in. It's been like that in every room we've been in. What did you expect? There's no point to try to go back. Let's just think about going forward, all right? All right.
Are the lights interactable?
We try the lights over here, yeah?
There's a lot of dust on the light. It makes it look like this room hasn't been used in a long time. There are a bunch of pipes up near the ceiling. I don't think that there's going to be a puzzle up there. At least I hope not. We can't even reach them.
Also, notice how all the walls look like they're padded?
Yeah. The cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get these bolts off with this wrench we just found, though. Sweet, it's open. Whatever it is.
Hole's too small. You can't see in, even with the cover off.
Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in.
Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there.
Okay, I admit that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. All right, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here.
Sus.
All right, let's see what this thing is.
Sun key. All right.
A key with the sun symbol on it. We should be able to open the other door with this. Yeah, but we gotta get out of this room before we can do that. And we're probably gonna need the sun key to do that. But none of the doors in this room have keyholes. I bet we gotta use it on something that's not a door.
Makes sense.
So that presumably will get the manacles open for us.
Yep.
There's nothing in there anymore.
These stairs go to the exit. Okay.
Simple enough.
So let me just check out this console a little bit more before we start putting the key in, and
Yeah.
just switches matches the blocks on top, then press the check button, all right?
Interesting. What is this supposed to match? Oh, do we have to pick check to know what we're trying to do?
Okay. So we want to get the top one to match the bottom one. Yeah. We could brute force this, because there are only, 2, 4, 8, 16 options. So that's not the end of the world. But let's see if we can figure this out. That adds... let me just do it by numbers, since that's what they suggested, right? So this one... And we can worry about arrangement afterwards. So... 1 adds... What is that?
What are we counting?
The number it adds on top and on bottom.
5 on top, 6 on bottom.
5 on top, 6 on bottom. Okay. Wait, are these overlapping
Yep.
with each other?
They sure are.
Oh, that's unhelpful. Okay. Yeah, they do. That's unfortunate. Never mind. So that logic isn't going to work then.
Let's look at each of them alone now. So we've looked at... one. Okay.
So...
Simple enough.
Yep. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
So...
Wait, can we turn on the 2 left side ones?
Hold on. Oh, okay. No, never mind. We understood this incorrectly.
What?
So this is going to add it into each quadrant. And then the numbers in each quadrant are cumulative. So look at this. Turn this on. That's 1 in this quadrant, 4 in this quadrant. Right?
Yeah.
We turn this one on. That's 3 in this quadrant, 1 in this quadrant. Right?
I have...
Now look what happens when we put on both. It's additive. It's not individual position. It's total number per quadrant.
What?
Yeah. So again, look at the top 2 rows here.
Okay. 1
This
and
one?
4. Okay.
1
and 4. Yep. 1 and
Now,
4.
we thought it was positional, right? Because we look at this and it's like, oh, that's
3
the
and
same.
1.
3 and 1. But look
Okay.
what happens when we turn both of them on. 4 and 5. It's
Okay.
additive. per quadrant.
Okay. So we should just do what
So-
we were doing before.
Yeah, we should do this. Okay. But we have to be more specific now.
Yeah. So it's let's just do clockwise, starting in top left.
1, 4... Oh, starting in top left?
Yeah.
Yeah,
1
okay.
4 4 2.
1, 4... 4... 2. Okay. And then 2.
3 1 3 2.
3... 2... Cool. 3.
4 5 2 2.
4, 5, 2, 2.
Yep.
And then 4.
2 0 1 3.
All right. So one thing that's going to be very helpful here is very few of these numbers are odd.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So are we trying to get every quadrant equal?
What we want to do, I believe, is get the top equal to the bottom. So this quadrant equal to this quadrant, and this quadrant equal to this quadrant.
Okay.
Because the way they described it made it sound like we want to mirror them. So, what we want to do then is find pairs of where Oh, the way we have it out here is unhelpful, but the far left column and the far right column and the two middle columns will add up together.
Okay.
So here's the helpful thing. There are only so many odd numbers. And thankfully the left side here, we turn on number 2 and then turn on number 4. That's the only way to get an odd number over here on both of these. Because there's only one way to get an odd number down here and only one way to get an odd number up here. There's two ways to get an odd number in here and 2 ways in here.
I think you're ahead of me. Why do odd numbers matter?
Because all the other numbers are even. So if we want to match up the numbers and one of them is odd, we have to involve the other odd one.
Okay.
There's no way to take any of the even numbers and add them up to an odd number.
Okay. What happens if we turn on the one in the bottom right?
Close. All right. So let's now look at these numbers here. Whoops.
Oh, how many are there with everything full? We're just short one in the bottom left.
Yeah, it's just short one on the bottom left there if we do it that way.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm just messing around right now, but...
That's fine. What's it look like if we turn off each one of them only individually is what I'm wondering.
You mean if we do each pattern of 3?
Yeah.
That's what that pattern of 3 looks like. That pattern of 3. That pattern of 3. That pattern of 3.
Huh.
So if none of the patterns of 3 are correct, that means it's going to be a pattern of 2, right?
Yeah.
So let's try all patterns of 2. There's only 16. This should be easy to just brute force. But I don't even have to math it. Turn you off. No, maybe I'm misunderstanding something about it.
Yeah, this to me doesn't seem like...
Is it by half or is it by quadrant?
Can we either go back to the explanation or hit hint if that will give us an explanation? Oh no, the hint is... What is hint? What the fuck is this puzzle? I don't understand the goal of what we're doing.
When you turn each switch on, the numbers of blocks goes up. Each switch adds a different number of blocks. But if you think about it, all you've got to do is a couple of addition problems. Turn a single switch on and count its blocks and do that for every switch. It's super easy.
So what is the desired end state?
Adjust the switches to match the blocks on top. Then press the check button.
The blocks on top.
Adjust the switches to match the blocks on top.
I legitimately have no idea what the blocks on top means. Can we look at the hint again? Does it mean that what is in the hint is what we are trying to match?
Let's see.
Is it just that it means match this number and it didn't clearly specify that? Because it would make a lot more sense if it's just...
What is that? 10 and 8? That's
8, 10, 9, 6.
Huh.
Okay, there's only one way to make 8. And that's with switches 1, 2, 3 active, right? Okay, so it just did not give us clear instructions for what our target was.
Okay. So we completely messed up that. All right.
We didn't mess up anything. It just did not specify you need to hit hints and try to make the pattern that shows there.
I get it. Okay. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from the subject. Oh, sorry. I didn't
Once
mean to...
preparation is finished, place subject in chair.
Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation?
I don't know. Got a bad feeling about this.
I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair.
Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's gonna run electricity through the subject.
There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity.
This really doesn't sound safe.
Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we've figured out what it means by preparation, all right?
Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do.
So how do we prepare then?
Error, the disposal tank is closed. Please fill tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with the water tank.
Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do.
It's like the only controls are in this room.
Alright, so I bet we have to fuck around with these levers now.
Yeah. Red, yellow. You think the colors mean something?
No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that...
The bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all.
Alright, so let's try the yellow one.
I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one.
Alright, let's pull the lever, Kronk.
Is that water?
What the hell?
What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere.
Sounds like it's underneath us. Means the floor. Oh, Junpei, look.
What's she? Oh, damn. I can see through the glass now. Let's look there. Whoa. Why is there a shark?
Is that a dead shark?
Why is there an art installation here?
Oh, that's really a Scans reference.
There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly.
It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. Whatever these are for has to be in this room somewhere.
EDBF, alright.
What?
There's a strange noise coming from the chair. Looks like it's been turned on. Guess the puzzle here is that the power had to be sent in a specific way.
Hate that.
Yep.
Hate this. This sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. All right, sun key, in you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're going to need the sun key again in here, though. Just seems unlikely. All right, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you.
Right, so we're going to hold on to it for later, but okay.
I don't think examining the chair is going to cause that machine to do anything. I should probably take a look at the monitor instead.
Yeah.
The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject in device.
The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve Junpei's rat if we screw it up.
7 couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath them was the dead shark floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead, right?
But
no one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair, too, you know. Just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen, and let's get this over with, all right? After her words, I made it clear that Lotus would book no argument. She turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Ah! Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook. Look. Do you think you could do me one last favor?
don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen, okay? If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters. Tell them that I love them very much, all right? No, tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age now, Junpei. They're twins. Had them when I was young, after some things happened. Their names are Nona and
Wait. Nona.
Junpei's words shut up before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Howie, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were there in the experiment, I mean.
What the hell? What is wrong with you? Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure he was completely awake.
No way, it couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Lotus's eyes went wide. How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? What do you mean by that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her? Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
But... And then... That was when... From there... It looked like... Just as if... Finally... That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head. Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. And then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what had happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on. A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things that kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what had happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who had gone missing came back, things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals? No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
Have you heard of them before?
No, that's the first time I've heard that name. Seven, how did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does. What did they have in common? Every single one of the kids who had disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point.
You know what I just realized? When it said to match the thing on the top, it was on the DS originally, so it was showing it on the top screen.
Oh.
That's what it must have been. That's what it must have been.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Sorry.
And that's
Please
presumably the
continue.
difference between the novel screen and the other screen. It probably showed them both.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
Man, the DS really resulted in some weird UI, huh? The hospital.
The hospital. The hospital. For a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital.
No, I'm not doing that.
One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Ganzfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Ganzfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy? That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Huh. Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
I don't know. It seems like a very important... It seems like we've already established like casus belli for at least two of these people to be here.
Yeah?
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going.
Oh no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Right.
Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's going to leave you. Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not acceptable.
Okay, let's do this.
Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor.
All right, are we doing another puzzle? Ooh. At the moment, we're on the hint screen.
All right, let's just try it like that.
That looks right.
That looks
What about the
right.
other side?
Let's go back over here. Now we just have to get that one in the lower right corner pointing.
How does the other side look now? Does it change? Did it change this side, or are they separate?
It did change this side. Look at that.
I
See
can't
that,
tell.
This one right here.
Oh. Interesting.
That's it, though.
And is there any way things need to look from the front? Or are we good? Sick.
I don't see any issues, do you?
Let's take one more look at the other side.
That looks all fine. Looks all fine. That looks all fine.
Yeah? The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking, and now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you all right?
Yeah, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little bit shorter.
Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here.
Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me.
Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again.
Well, I'm glad we didn't... I'm glad there wasn't like a failure state we incurred in that.
Yeah, what if there is one? What if there's a different end? There's not. Okay.
Well, there could be a non-standard game over or something.
True. Okay. Can we get out? We can get out. Woo!
Yeah, you found it.
You found it!
I love that victory message so much.
I need someone to mod my computer to display that for me whenever I fix the elusive bug that I'm working on at work. Like, yay, you found the solution to the
found it.
puzzle.
Yeah.
The hallway goes to the left.
But I don't see any doors.
Guess we just need to keep going.
Right, let's go.
I turned left twice before they saw the elevator.
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C deck.
In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. Wait, that had the Saturn thing on it. I guess it doesn't matter for this one. The elevator motor ground away, and before long, they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened and they stepped off.
Huh?
They expected to find 4 of the people waiting for them. There were none.
No one's here.
Where did they go?
I have no idea. Lotus shrugged. Something in the pit of Junpei's stomach stirred. He tried to forget the feeling and took off down the long hallway before him.
Hey, Junpei.
We should follow him. Seven and Lotus followed at a run. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door, and I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now. This should open that door.
That was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended at the hallway. You know what I mean. Junpei stopped.
Pant. All right. Time to open this.
He laid his hand on the doorknob, his breathing heavy.
I was thinking about my pants.
Oh, understandable. I wish I had better pants for this, to be honest. Seven laid a hand on his arm.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
There's the Jupiter symbol engraved on the keyhole.
That's...
Oh, it's the Jupiter symbol? Seven was right. They had no Jupiter key.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, no, we cannot.
Geez, the sun door's got to be just on the other side of this, you know? We can't just stop.
Frustrated, he twisted the doorknob. The door opened.
Hey, it opened.
What?
The others must have found the Jupiter key.
Well, what are we waiting for?
As he spoke, he shoved the door the rest of the way open. They rushed through and stopped cold.
What?
The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. 3 people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood.
Why?
Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell? What the hell happened?
Well, we know who the hell happened. Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff.
Clover?
He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
Ah! Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified. The key! Give me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think we have to get out of here before the murderer comes back?
The murderer?
The murderer. The murderer? Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies. Because they're not exploded.
Yeah. Santa, Clover, and Ace? 3 people, 3 dead bodies. That means that the person who had killed them was... No, it can't be true.
Give it to me! Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key. Let's go! Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed.
They can't get out of a 9-door, can they?
They have, what, 7, 2, and 8?
Ooh.
They would need to grab Ace's bracelet.
Wait. 7 and 2? They don't have 2.
Oh, sorry. 7,
7, 5, and 8.
7, 5, 8. So that's 20. That's 2. Okay, so yeah, they are. Junpei shut his eye and swallowed his emotion.
And also no combination of them, right?
Yeah. Morning would have to wait. You'd have to grab their bracelets, otherwise you're fucked.
If it even works that way.
Yep. Soon they stood in front of the door. Open! Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But... Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no, is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe. Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame. It's open. It was already open.
What the hell is this?
You mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that? Whatever, let's just go. Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. Bow?
Yeah.
Bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door.
Pant.
Not now, Junpei. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or a switch or a lever or a card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this? We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No! I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there. There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. Oh, convenient. A lot of that going around. No way.
It opened by itself.
It's an automatic door?
Look, guys, I got a really bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before. Bad feeling.
How could their situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead.
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse. Shit. Hey, Junpei.
He stepped through the door.
I can't take this anymore. No one can.
And whatever hope Junpei managed to summon disappeared.
No, it's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No, it's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yeah, that's it. This is all obviously a lie. It's a big elaborate trick, an illusion or something, or a dream. It's made up.
It wasn't real. Right? June? Oh, no, go for it.
No, the code names meant nothing now. Canny. Canny.
Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Canny, hang on.
Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely.
Canny.
Junpei?
Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man, Canny. There's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
Junpei, I'm sorry.
Her voice was a thin, minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No way I'm gonna let you die. I'm gonna save you, I promise.
Thank you, Junpei. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Junpei. Really happy.
Don't give me that. I was crap. You're gonna see me again, lots more times. You've just gotta hang on, all right, Canny? You. What can I do? Damn it.
He looked up from Canny, desperate for something. Anything.
What's that?
Then he saw it. A small submarine.
A submarine? What on earth is a submarine doing here?
No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Canny. That was the only thing he wanted.
That's it.
Junpei turned his head back down to look at her.
Hang on, all right? There's a submarine over there. I'm going to go see if it works.
No, don't go, please. Please don't go. Please just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Junpei, when I...
Canny.
Junpei? Did you know? You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really, really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart like a white-hot flame.
Junpei, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? Went to the pool, to the fair, and got on a boat that one time for 9 days that we don't remember?
Because, remember, they're the same age as, as Lotus's kids, so I'm guessing that might be one of the threads that comes back around here.
Maybe.
Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories that I'll never forget. All those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now.
No, I mean, yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Canny. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really, I swear.
That makes me happy. Really happy.
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Junpei, I feel sleepy.
No, Canny, don't fall asleep.
Thank you. Thank you, Junpei. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Canny! Canny! Canny!
Oh my god, they killed Canny.
No. No, nothing for that one. Poor taste. Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Canny's body. He cried and cried until he had no more tears left. And when the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. 5 a.m. It rang 5 times, then faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Candy down on the floor, and slowly Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign they had ever been there. Felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. He approached it. It opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. His heart rattled in his chest. An empty, lifeless thing. Been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet, it was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. Couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. Turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. Kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Ooh. One dead body lay behind door number 5. Body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. Central staircase for 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that once had been Canny. And now Junpei would join them. Who then had killed them all? Who? Junpei went out, let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up inside of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. So, that's going to be one of Ace, Clover, and Santa, right? I think we can, because he saw the body in the blown apart bits. I was thinking maybe 9th Man or Snake had their deaths faked because they were far away from everyone for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? But they were pretty convinced by the bits of their body they saw, and they had the bracelets.
Did we see the 9 bracelet on the 9th man?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
There's also the fact that they stole Lotus's bracelet specifically.
Which would make a lot of sense if it was Ace.
Ace. I was going to
So
say
that
if it
makes
was Ace, because
9.
you grab 8, you have your own, and then you also grab the 9th man's, and then you're ready to go. So I'm leaning towards Ace. Clover and Santa would also be suspects since those corpses weren't checked, essentially.
What Clover's was by 7.
Okay, Clover's was by 7? So
Yeah.
if we trust 7, then okay. So it'd be either Santa or Ace, and numerically speaking, Ace is probably the most suspect here.
Yeah, because what would Santa be able to do if it was Santa?
Right. Yeah, he couldn't get behind. Assuming that the goal is to get past door number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're leaning towards Ace being the most sus right now.
If it was Santa and both of 8 and 7's bracelets were missing, that would add up to 9, wouldn't it?
Yes, but they'd only said it was Lotus's.
Yeah,
so.
but it didn't say that we checked and that 7's wasn't.
True.
So,
but I'm
I feel
wondering
like
how deep into the weeds this will get on that.
I don't know, but at the very least, seems like Ace's most sus technically could be.
We all
Santa.
die by a yellow submarine.
That's a good achievement
That's
name.
a good achievement name. You have reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to play through the game multiple times. Make sure to save your progress now to retain all information you've acquired. Memory of Escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of Escape enables you to replay the escape rooms you have completed.
Yeah.
All right, let's... Okay, so it allows us to loop. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to save here.
Let's do that.
I see. So it shows us the different endings we've gotten. Okay.
Nice. Are there 4 more slots in there, or are there 5 on that save screen?
Oh, we have to start from the top, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That's a great question. We'll have to take a look when we save. Can we fast forward? Let me...
Doesn't look like. Oh, but that does go automatically at least. No, it doesn't.
All right, I'm just gonna button mash then. Okay, so
that
here's
works.
what we're gonna have to do.
Yep.
Because the one thing I did read about this game was that you have, in order to retain the endings and get through all the stuff, you do have to replay all the escape rooms. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to cut this for just a moment, really quickly, and we're gonna come back in just a few minutes when we get, and we're gonna go through door number 4 instead, and that'll be the back half of this episode. Sound good?
Alrighty.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. So that took a hot minute to get back here. We talked over some things while we were fast forwarding.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go over what we were reasoning. First of all, I think it is very salient that the person bothered to take the bracelet off of Lotus,
Yep.
because that means almost assuredly that they have discovered that the bracelets still do function to on the reactivation and deactivation devices,
Mm-hmm.
even after the original owners perished. And I think we were pretty certain that the person who it is Ace, right? And it makes sense when you think about it this way. Ace makes a point of wanting to go through door number 4 to door number 5 in order to collect the 9th man's bracelet, probably, or doubling back for it in the other route.
Mm-hmm.
He could take Snake through door number 3 with himself, and the 9th bracelet. He could then kill everyone else, fake his death in the stairwell along with everyone, steal Lotus's bracelet, and use his own and the 9th man's bracelet that he still has to unlock door number 9, wherever that is.
Yep.
Assuming door number 9 is the ultimate goal. Now, we were talking about whether or not this means he's 0. And I don't think he is. Because if I'm 0, I don't put myself in this game because I want to win it and kill everyone else. I put myself in this game because I want to see how they deal with the problems I put in front of them, right?
Yep. If you were just going to kill anybody, you could have just done that in their houses. What would have been the
Exactly.
point to bring them here to kill them?
Exactly. Also, the 9th man before dying mentions that, oh, no, he lied to me. He lied to me. It was him. I think he was talking to Ace. I think Ace purposely set him up to be a guinea pig so he could test how this worked.
Interesting.
Yep. But that's where we're at right now. So I think what this tells us is that Ace kills Snake, and unless something else changes, we'll kill everyone else too. So this time we're gonna go through door number 4.
Alrighty.
Decided that door number 4 would be fine.
Now I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June, Akane Kurashiki.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk toward their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying the things Junpei couldn't hear, then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red.
On the what?
The scannel of the red.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
So, now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
All right, goodbye.
Be careful.
Goodbye is a weird way to put that.
They don't yet know that they're gonna meet up.
True. As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated The body was not a pleasant thing. Oh, what are you doing? We need to hurry. Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through... I don't think that's how that works. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes.
It's fine. Hurry. Well, are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake.
Oh, let's go. Hurry up.
The remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey, how is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you? Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was Seven.
Hey, there it is. That's got to be that dead thing. Come on, get over here. We got to authenticate.
The beeping stopped?
The sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door.
Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys, are you doing all right over there?
They heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yep, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too. Awesome. Thanks. That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door number 4.
Now it's our turn.
Worst version of the Monty Hall problem.
I'll go first.
They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. 4 asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready? Yeah?
Sure.
Let's go.
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red.
All right, let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever, Kronk. We'll have to start doing that eventually. It's like a reflex.
Run.
The 4 of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist.
Damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
It's counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun, in the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists. Different hallway, too. Or different looking hallway, at least.
Mm-hmm.
The number door behind them closed, the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back.
We need to hurry and find the device.
Hey, where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap. Start looking.
I already am! They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves in running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. They had taken time to think they would have likely discerned the doors led to cabins.
Don't tell me that the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh no, how many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess there were 7 or 8 of them.
Oh, fuck. We don't have time to count.
Junpei ran toward the nearest door.
We just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't
It
open.
didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door, saw that his companions had already run out of doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good.
Same here.
It's not moving at all.
Jun was the last to speak up.
Ah,
As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking light.
there it is at the end of the hallway. Run.
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them toward the light. Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds.
I know that, goddammit. I'm asking you how many seconds we have left.
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door closed behind them. That was true. Urgency foremost in all their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry. It's the dead. Get over here.
Junpei grabbed a hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel. The scannel.
Come on, everyone.
The other three quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward.
Pant.
So the reason they're always at the end of a long hallway is just to make sure that there's no way they can deactivate then run back through the original door in the 9 seconds.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Looks like it stopped.
His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had been beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the four companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
He could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger door were two smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or, perhaps, he corrected himself, more like a lack of results. Whatever reason, the door remained firm and unyielding and refused to allow Junpei, or anyone else, passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
I wasn't quite sure what to make of it and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It's Mars.
I don't think my dick will fit in there.
Go ahead, Junpei. I know you can do it.
What? No, what are you... No, don't actually do that. You two are incorrigible, you know that? It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. It's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically they are the same symbol, but I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol, it's a symbol for Mars.
I think so, yeah.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. Turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. Took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean that...
We only have 2 more doors to check. Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number?
The door on the left has B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92. Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we are firmly in this side of the...
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Junpei put his hand on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3.
In unison, they pushed against their respective doors. And promptly found themselves in a new room. Jun followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape.
What?
Oh. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened. Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that. It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts. Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan? I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Well, now that we have these 2 rooms, I'm sure there's something in there that'll help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Back in it, baby. In it to win it.
All right, so it's just another cabin.
Yeah?
Oh, hold on. We figured out how to solve this last time, didn't we?
Yep.
There it is. All right. Let's take a look around here. Cool. All right, let's start with... This looks like where we came from, right? Oh, nope.
It's not.
All right, well, let's start back here then. Is this where we came from?
It is.
Jumpy, where are you going?
I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room.
Do you think maybe you could look around here a little more before you go? It's a lot for me to do here all by myself. You dumbass. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it.
Are you going to steal it?
Why not?
Okay, you know what? I'm not regretting spending more time with June. This is great. I like it.
This is kind of a weird looking picture, huh? Think it's an abstract painting or something? It's kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose, sucking on a human being's brain.
Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind figuring out a little more about what goes on in there.
Oh, Junpei.
So this is going to be like a visual puzzle thing. So we're going to need a piece to make sense of this.
Looks like a valuable vase. Empty, though. Looks like there's a room to the right of the vase.
Can we not? Oh, I see. I got to click in the hallway to get through there. Okay. Sure. We'll go this way first.
That's the bathroom wall. There are square tiles all over it.
There sure are. The wall's covered with square tiles. They've all got geometric shapes on them.
Cool. Bet that'll be a puzzle.
It's just a shower head. There's nothing special about it.
Well, if you say so.
There's a little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs. It's for putting soap on. I used a shower once, so I know.
Good job, Junpei. Proud of you.
That's the shower knob. Let's see if anything happens when we turn it. Well, no water's coming out.
All right. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Shower curtains, huh?
Let's try closing it.
Is anything different when it's closed? Are we able to look around from the other side?
If I turn around, it does that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nope. Now I can see the full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing.
Suspicious. Just a normal old shower curtain.
A narrow shower. And I'm standing in it with June.
Hi, what's up?
This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. Now let's check the toilet.
There's nothing in here. The tank is empty too. There isn't even any water in it. Collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. Nothing too suspicious about it though.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we go back to the living room?
All right, sure. Let's go back.
Huh? Oh, I guess we can't. That's fine. Matches, huh?
It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously.
Cool. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June.
Oh, yeah. How's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yeah, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Oh,
Guess it really has gone down.
are you worried about me?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Jumpy? How did you end up here?
Oh, what do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There's a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-Deck.
Damn straight.
What? Who's straight here? But is that really the truth?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious, right? I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
You mean like the number of men I've dated? Coincidentally, 0.
Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18.
Huh?
Times 0. Yeah, I guess I haven't met Mystery Right yet.
June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
I see.
So, what brings you to a place like this, huh? Studley McStudlerson?
The entire notary games have just been arranged to get a date with Junpei.
It's just the world's worst meet cute. Wait, what about a rom-com set in like a Saw-type death game scenario?
Called Meet Cute.
Called Meet Cute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that has legs. Hold on. I'm adding that to
This is a great idea.
This is it's an awful idea.
No,
and
it's a great
therefore
idea.
It's great.
Okay.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Junpei. When I woke up, I was on D-deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did 0 pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
Huh, I wonder.
June nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone deep in thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit, right? Do you remember 7 saying something like that?
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Although we have our suspicion now that they might have, because they're the correct age, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they might have been some of the children that were part of that experiment.
Yeah, could be. Oh.
Well, if it had something to do with school, it could be one of our teachers or maybe the principal.
Well, we know it's already the event that links 7 and 8 together.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Occam's razor would be weird if there was different events.
Mm-hmm.
I bet as we find out more about people, I'll tie back to that.
Or the janitor or the lunch lady?
No, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school, huh? Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? He searched the room and continued to rack his brain.
It's a round wooden table. It's a display case. But there's nothing being displayed. How sad.
Looks like the drawers are empty too.
Ugh.
Junpei, what are you doing? You don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa.
It's a sofa. Maybe I shouldn't sit on it. June will get mad again.
Sofa. So far, a sofa.
A wooden cupboard, huh? There are cups inside. Surprising no one.
What is with the tone of this game? All right.
It's a light.
Even if it's heavy?
Ha, that's light.
Okay, this is feeling more Chikoshi now. This is...
It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know.
My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now.
Well, we did run a lot, so we're kind of sweaty. Want to take a shower together?
Whoa!
Just kidding.
Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping.
Kaname Date, you are not, my friend.
It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. Look, there's 2 pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double.
Huh? What's up?
What's up? You're turning red. Oh man, is her fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute?
What? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Just think it's a little early for that, that's all.
Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay?
A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep.
She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about?
Man, they're laying it on thick, this route. Really? That's... All right.
This isn't a painting. Is it a map?
Looks like a map of the ship's interior.
Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us.
Woo. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slipped it back into his pocket. Jun looked up as he closed it.
The ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the icy waters of the North Atlantic.
I didn't even think he had seen Middleman, but it's kind of a niche show. Think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's kind of gigantic when you look around here, isn't it?
I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is a replica of the Titanic?
That one sounded the least bad.
A replica, huh?
Yeah, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Fans? Crazy Titanic fans?
Oh yeah, you know how those Cameron stands are. No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
No idea.
Couldn't even get that much on Kickstarter.
But all they've got to do is break even,
Break even? By holding death games?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship, climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Huh. Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. Wouldn't be surprised if you get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Curse cruise. A curse. Come back to me on that one.
It has potential.
Junpei, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I guess so, to a certain extent.
Junpei scratched his temple.
What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yeah, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
That's the name of the iceberg. A curse sank the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy. Ooh.
Junpei couldn't understand how Jun had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amon-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Have you ever heard of that one? Work with me here.
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right.
Jun's eyes had lit up with excitement like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess. Supposedly she was special.
What do you mean?
She had a female friend who was a very good roommate. Well, supposedly she was very pretty.
Pretty?
Yeah.
But she was a mummy.
Yeah, that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name, where your body turns into some kind of wax, yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And,
Yes, saponification. But that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what is it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen. They couldn't let it go. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water
was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery, all the way through when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know.
Yep, maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? No, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. Just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well...
June and Junpei talked a little more, then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she'd told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert. Does something like that really exist?
Isn't there? Is that what Ice 9 is?
Isn't that a fictional thing? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore.
Well,
would
yeah,
it?
but I mean, so is the story she's relating.
Oh, are you saying is it a reference to another fiction thing? I don't know, maybe.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast.
There's nothing left in the frame.
Did we already look all the way around this? We did, right? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, not on that screen. Oh, sorry. You were looking around the matches. I was confused because I thought you meant looked all around the room, and I was like, no, we haven't looked at that thing.
This is the mirror for the dresser.
And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone here you need to impress.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh.
Hmm.
What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
Ugh, forget it, Jumpy. Dresser key.
There's nothing inside.
Dresser key. Where did we see a keyhole?
Not in here, I don't think. The chair that goes with the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. It's a kind of weird looking picture. It's some sort of weird black and white design. Looks like there's a room on the right side of this picture.
Jumpy, where are you going?
I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I'm just gonna go check up on them. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, no. Come back soon, all right?
Sure thing. I'll leave the rest to you.
Sure, leave it to me.
All right, off to the other room.
All right, so I think we got everything we can over there.
Seems like it. There's a square tile in this frame.
It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you could take it out.
There's a tile in the frame. Those empty areas seem kinda suspicious. Looks like a valuable vase. Empty, though. There seems to be a room on the left side of the vase.
Oh, so it's a mirror. Okay. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles.
It's a wall covered in small, square tiles. They've all got geometric shapes on them.
All right, so this is going to be the same as the other.
Whoa, look. Junpei. There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. That's a shower head.
I like how we accidentally divvied up the rules really well for all the rooms so far.
Yeah.
That's... go us.
This thing's a little shelf for putting soap on.
That's the shower knob. I tried turning it, but no water comes out. Oh, this one doesn't have a shower curtain.
Interesting. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. The tank's empty too.
Some toilet paper. We got 2 rolls, I guess. All right, well, that was boring. Oh. A round wooden table. Wow, this is very nice wood.
So, big deal. There's something on top of it. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa.
I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Well, I think everyone's first immediate thought is like, man, I could loot this place. A candle with a candlestick. Might come in handy. All right. Found that on the table.
Well, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look really expensive. You want to take a look? Oh, nice. We've got a key to get in there now. Damn, guess this is the wrong key. Well, that means there's got to be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to open this thing.
True, we need that,
Hey, Junpei, that room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that'll give us some light? Something that'll give us some light.
if only.
I know, if I use these matches to light the candle.
Lit candle. That's pretty lit.
Awesome. With the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. But it gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down.
Well, why don't you set it on top of the dresser then? It's flat there. At least it won't fall over.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Hey, it got pretty bright.
Now we can look around a little. Let's use our dresser key.
Let's see if this... Yes. Yes, it worked.
There's one plate. So we're going to have to match these two. It's the chair for the dresser. A curtain. Okay, so we're going to want to put that up in the shower. 2 pillows in a pile, huh? Oh.
Huh.
A pile of pillows.
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke?
I just like mouth sounds. Hey, calm down now.
Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. There are 2 pillows. Must be a double bed. Huh? Hey, what the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden.
Maybe the candle got blown out? We should go see.
There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird.
You're right. It's all bumpy.
Huh.
Candlestick key, huh?
Clever. I can barely make out the bed in the darkness. Sleep would be nice, but it would probably cost me my life.
Okay, so I guess there's nothing else to look at over there. Try this key.
Let's see if this candlestick key will do anything. Yes, it opened. All right, pull that shit open.
Thank you.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei a small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark?
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book? I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway. Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Oh, geez, you're one of those people.
Hope, faith, love, and luck? Damn straight. And you hate these things. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Not really, but
Junpei tried to figure out how to best phrase what he wanted to say.
what does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like a flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So leaf language, I guess. Yeah, you could call them leaf words. Leaf words.
I'm gonna leave you two alone in a moment. Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover. So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright?
Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands.
Here.
Let's just take it.
Sure.
I like collecting shit. Decided to take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
Alright, sure, I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know? Do you really hate those 4 words that much? Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa? Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason. What? That's not the only reason I hate the four-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4. What, worried about the 4 horsemen? Nah, come on, man, that's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people, but this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. A 21st century schizoid man,
I was wondering
say.
if you were going to do that or not.
I'm a little insulted. Then why do you hate 4 so much? Because it's a half-assed number. Not the best or the worst, that's why. What? 9 is a way better number, so what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number. What are you?
Santa's explanation made no sense. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play? Play? You mean like gambling? Yeah, of course. What else would I mean? In Baccarat, the best possible hand total's 9. They call it Le Grand. But the lowest, most worthless cards, the 0, they call Monkey. Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? 0's a monkey.
Santa blinked, utterly stunned.
What?
Then he began to laugh.
Oh man, you're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
That was when Lotus spoke up. You know, if you think about it, the notary game is really a lot like Baccarat. Apparently she'd been listening. Of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the 10th digit and that's it. Still, doesn't have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh yeah, I guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Did you forget already? Don't you remember what 0 said?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out, seek a door that carries a 9. So if we want to get off this boat, we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9. And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the notary game.
What? Huh?
You don't know? Notary means something derived from 9 or base 9. It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9. While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with 1 horn. 2 is bi, like binary. Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and triangle. You get the idea. After that, you have chord, quinty, sext, septim, and so on. And of course, the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus. It's called that because it's got 8 legs. You get it?
I see. So then nona means 9.
Like your daughter. Lotus nodded. So how many of us are trapped on the ship?
That'd be 9.
And what are the bracelet numbers that we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
0 said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of the ship?
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship. By making a team with the digital root of 9.
Lotus nodded again. And there you have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the notary game. Somewhere far away, Junpei heard the creak of stressed metal. It sounded almost like 0 laughing at them, or the sad, desperate scream of a pig headed to the slaughterhouse. Well, that's a conversation. Let's go to the bathroom and hang up the shower curtain.
Yeah. There's a curtain rod running along the ceiling. Let's put that shower curtain on those hooks. Let's try spreading the curtains. Oh, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were into like those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Interesting. I see.
Uh-huh. You two are real idiots, you know that?
Huh?
Listen, I'm not kink shaming, but I'm definitely not kink saming either. Huh. What was the point of
Can
that?
we close it from outside? We can't, can we? Huh? What does this mean? What does it mean? What the fuck does it mean?
Alright. I have no idea.
Well,
Let's go check out the other one just to see.
what's up? You're going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. What, you think you're her knight or her protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man, I'm going.
Alright, so we got 2 plates here. Got one that looks like this. The 3 little wing things. So that one's in the upper right corner.
Mm-hmm.
The wing thing's pointing toward like a claw thing pointing toward the side there. And this one is in the upper left corner. You can see
Yeah.
the little head drooping. Alright.
I'm gonna go check up on them.
Okay.
Hey, Junpei, that tile you've got, you think maybe you're supposed to put it in one of those empty spaces? I mean, the pattern does look kind of the same, doesn't it?
He's right. I think it is so too. If that's the case, you're going to need to collect all 3 tiles, right? I think we should collect all of them before you start putting them in. Well, alright. Then
Should we check the other room again just in case something changed?
over on
Yeah.
Junpei, if you miss her so much, you don't have to keep coming back here.
No, that's not what this is. I'm just being like a bridge between the 2 rooms.
Uh-huh. So you just keep telling yourself that. Now get out of here and go help June, alright?
Yet nothing's different.
Huh.
What about elsewhere in here? Should we take another look at this blanket?
No, I think I've covered it pretty well.
Looks like that one was bad enough to get her to blush a little.
Alright. I guess the only thing I can think of is maybe looking around more in the dark room. It's a dresser. There's nothing on top.
That vase looks pretty expensive. There are a number of expensive looking plates in here. The thing that gives me the most suspicion the thing that gives me the most suspicion is the curtain.
Yeah, because we had to go do a thing to make that happen, right?
What does it mean? Why would we need to do that thing? What could possibly be the reason? Let's close the curtain again. Now let's think. What could it mean that the curtain has a hole? What difference could possibly arise having a curtain there with a hole in it? I was thinking, like, does it cast light on the wall behind us? A particular tile or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Hmm.
You can't turn around without opening it.
Nope. Doesn't appear to be the case anyway.
And we can't view it from the other side.
There's something about the shower curtain in the other room.
Let's see if there is.
Now that we've done that, can we like pull this shower curtain? Huh. You know what? Hold on.
What?
Let's... Can I not turn off the light or anything?
Doesn't look like it.
Huh.
What if there... Does it show just a chunk of the door? Doesn't help us. Can't do anything here without the other tile.
I am legitimately stuck. Do you still have that guide pulled up?
I could pull it up.
I feel like... Oh, you know what it was? Okay, so last time we got stuck like this, right?
We just
there was
hadn't interacted with something. Right?
Yeah, it's because we weren't interacting with the thing we thought we were interacting with.
Yep.
So...
What I have to be wondering is it telling us to pick a specific tile?
The whole thing shows up whenever we...
Wait, we can see the hole from here. That's interesting.
Oh, we can?
Yeah. Yep, that was it.
Are
Let's
you-
try spreading the curtains. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. All right, from here I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right.
Are you kidding me?
Might as well put it back. 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. All right, looking through this hole, I can see a white tile, 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Nothing strange here. Nope, this thing's not budging. Well, then that means...
Oh, okay.
Fifth from the top, 3rd from the right.
Well,
I bet it'll be 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get under this with my nails, and yes.
well, that
Alrighty.
took a hot minute.
And it was exactly as we thought. We just hadn't interacted with something.
And just see how this is placed. Okay, got it.
There's a tile in the frame, so I guess I'm supposed to put tiles in the empty spaces. All right, I'm going to give it a shot.
All right, so...
That one that's in the right at the moment goes on the left.
That one looks like that.
Yep.
That one looks
Yeah.
like that. There it is.
Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame.
What is this?
What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside.
What do we get?
A
Mars key. Woo! Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that had slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention as well. She looked at the picture and paused. I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book once. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic field, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hands on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued. It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that shapes of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased. All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yeah, telepathy. Perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation. Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict. I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It's probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book. Lotus indicated a picture they had all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, then spoke. Hey, what do you think this picture looks like? Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there, that's it.
What about you, Junpei? Look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like,
I'm gonna be honest. The small boat floating in the lake was what came to mind when I saw it the first time.
Okay. A small boat floating in a lake? That's the front of the boat, and there are the oars sticking out.
Junpei indicated parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts. Nope, you're wrong. Lotus smiled triumphantly. This is a dog. See? Like this. Lotus pointed out the parts of the picture, and eventually a dog took shape in them. It looked as though she had a point. Oh, wow. Oh, that's silly. That's silly. Yeah, I see it, but that's definitely very silly.
Yeah.
It was a dog. Santa also nodded in agreement.
So? Now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak. A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once that took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify initially, but once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These two pictures. First was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. Experiment. First, they sent the pictures to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. In each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own, but 9.2% of people say they saw the lady in the picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered some more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Actually, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same test and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test had a 9.2 success rate, not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog went from 3.9 to 6.8, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was the only success rate for the dog picture that went up. How? Why did that happen? What does it mean? Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed. There was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field.
Huh. Well, that sure was a lot of ellipses. Psych! Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off. I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I told you about are true. They really did happen, but the results of that experiment aren't really anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all. At last, it seemed Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right. Man, I gotta admit you had me there for a minute. I really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong and unclear. All right, enough nonsense. We got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of a dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. All right, let's get the hell out of here.
All right, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door.
Okay.
Roger that.
And...
Yes, it unlocked.
good job, Junpei.
Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here.
Come on, Junpei, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
You found it.
Thank God. All right. We have successfully found... Where are we?
We found the it.
We found the it. Awesome. We'll probably have one more escape room, but... Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you for coming out, everyone. We'll see you next time for more of route number 4. Whatever, this side of it. It's going to dovetail back in, then... It'll probably be another episode where we have to cut it in the middle because we'll do part of it, then have to go through the common route and then get back here. But you know what? You know what? It'll be fun. It'll be fun. You don't have to be weird about it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.